Let's talk about the fact that President Trump incited an erection.
Hezbollah, star power here in Abu Dhabi.
Cheers, guys.
Second all, it's there for you, because I heard people say, well, I don't want to buy into Medicare.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
You're getting emotional, Tony.
That's because I know what it's like to lose a pet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alternative Jargon, episode number 59. How is everyone doing out there? I hope everyone is doing all right. We have a Topo Chico blueberry hibiscus extract flavored sparkling water on hand today. It was funny the other week, I was like, I would love a blueberry flavored seltzer, and then this guy jumped out at the store. So let's hear it. Really nice right there. Really nice. So we just had the State of the Union. They didn't actually call it that. They called it something else, but that's pretty much what it was. I tuned in and I was really confused to see, I guess, like a few of the Democrats thought it was some kind of auction because they were holding up their little bids. And, you know, at one point I thought we were going to hear J.D. Vance stand up and go, one, can I get two, go, can I get, you know, it never happened, but I don't know what they were trying to bid on. It was really weird. I didn't understand that part. We had a few other people wearing pink. I guess I missed the executive order also where Trump turned Breast Cancer Awareness Month to March. But we are going to march onward in this administration. We'll see what happens. But I saw a Truth Social just a few minutes before I pressed record about the whole auctioneer thing from the big man himself, you know. The Democrats are trying to bring back the slave trade after my speech the other night. We're not sure what they were doing with those bidding signs, but we're going to get to the very bottom of this. Sad. You know, and Mr. President, I agree. Why were they trying to bid on our country? It did not make any sense to me. You know, the left really wants to say that Elon Musk bought the election and all of this stuff. Well, they are trying to buy Congress. I don't get it. They're trying to buy Congress. You're not going to hear that in the mainstream news. That is going to go over all of their heads. Okay, this is not a blueberry seltzer. This is one glass of liberal tears. Okay. But anyway, yeah. Trump spoke. The president spoke. And, you know, it's just... You can't flip out every day, all right? He was in there for 4 years, 4 years ago, and now he's in here for 4 more years, 4 years from then. And, God, it just must be exhausting to be someone who is that politically deep in the shit on either side. On either side. It's just, get a hobby, guys, okay? I don't want to see your Instagram story, okay? I don't want to see that unless you're making a joke. But, yeah. No one wanted to talk about the whole auctioneer thing, all right? I heard Dave from Storage Wars was there. They cut his mic after too many yips. So that was something else. I just, it doesn't make sense. Daryl showed up. But I just don't understand why at the end of his speech, Trump didn't go, you know, don't forget to pay the lady. That's rule number 1 of Storage Wars. Don't forget to pay the lady. Jeez. Ratings must be really low over there on the History Channel. They had to get 47 involved on this one. But anyway, yeah. I saw a Pop Bass tweet last night. Now, everyone knows Pop Bass is, you know, the the pulse of America, the pulse of the world is pop bass or pop, what's the other one? Pop, or there's like 50 pop accounts. And every tweet they tweet out has 500,000 likes or something. I don't know where the whole pop thing came from. I don't know who owns it. It is pretty, I feel like it's pretty central. The replies are usually pretty left-leaning, I feel like, but the tweets themselves are fine. They just kind of state facts. But apparently, this pop-based tweet said that Armie Hammer revealed that he was temporarily gay for a night. Armie Hammer tried to be gay for a night. Armie Hammer tried to be a homosexual for a night. And that was really interesting. This guy really just needs to go back to eating people, I think. Recede into the shadows and start cannibalizing again. Everyone in Hollywood eats children. It's pretty common knowledge. And the fact that he is being outed as a cannibal like it's a bad thing it really irks me. Because he's just trying to fit in. God forbid a man conform. He's trying to fit in. Maybe he should do like a Leah Remini documentary, but for Pizzagate or something. That's so old now, though. Pizzagate is so 2017. And we have people going on the Joe Rogan Experience talking about ping pong pizza in the year 2025 and stuff, and it's just... Who are these guys, all right? Did you guys not have a quarantine? Because my quarantine, I went down every rabbit hole, as any reasonable person should, with hours to spend in your dark room, and no good video games to play, and no sports to watch. I had to consume something. I couldn't sit there and do something productive, so instead, I went down all the rabbit holes, and I kind of covered them all. I kind of hit every base over COVID. It's hard for me to be surprised by a conspiracy theory at this point, because everyone, only people that wear hey dudes now talk about Pizzagate. That's sort of the target audience now, but I don't know. I think he should do a Leah Remini documentary, though. Remember the Leah Remini documentary about how she escaped Scientology? He should do that, but with Hollywood. Just grift, all right? Grift is how this guy gets back in the game. A lot of the replies to the pop-based tweet about him being gay for a day, they were very negative. Everyone's on his bad side. He doesn't have any supporters anymore. And all he did was eat people. There are worse things, okay? Was it consensual cannibalism? Did we ever ask that question? No one did. What if I want to be eaten? This is quickly turning into like a Nexpo video plot. All I need are like 5 minutes of red cloud cinematic shots in between every sentence I say, and we're well on our way to a good video essay. But Armie Hammer could really be big on Rumble, talking cannibalism or eating people, because like Rumble has no rules, doesn't it? You can post what I think, like Pornhub probably has bigger restrictions than Rumble does, doesn't it? Anything goes. But he's really been humbled, and I think he should take it to Rumble. If you had to ask me, if you wanted my 2 cents, which he could use, by the way. Apparently, his net worth is only $10,000, according to those sites that somehow know every celebrity fact. You could look up like a not good movie on Netflix, a Netflix movie with half a star about zombie beavers, where half the movie's just topless women. You could look up an actor on there and they would say, so-and-so was born in Worcestershire in 1996. Her beginning of her career, she was blossoming into a young star. when along the way, she acquired a net worth of about $52,300. And it's like, how do you know that? The person doesn't even have a picture on IMDb. Where are you getting this info? But yeah, apparently his net worth is $10K. Now, at the height of his career, he was worth $10 million. And that $10 million's bigger than 10,000. And that's a big drop. That's a really big drop. And all he had to do was come clean with the eating people thing. Just come clean. You're a Hollywood celebrity. Just come clean. Just start an activist group. You can kind of do that with anything now. There's probably like a cannibalism apologist subreddit or something. There has to be. And if it's not on surface level Reddit, take it to the dark web. You're not alone, Armie. You have supporters, and I'm one of them. Now, I don't eat people personally. It's not really my jam. I've never tried it, and I don't plan on eating anyone. But, if it's consensual cannibalism... Anyway, there's no excuse to be as good-looking of a man as Armie Hammer, and have that name, by the way. He just has one of those names you go, oh, you named your kid Armie Hammer? Well, first of all, it sounds like baking soda. Second of all, he's going to be a movie star with that. You can't name someone Kanye West without them becoming famous. You can't name someone... you get what I mean. I don't know celebrities, but... Now, there are exceptions, okay? Benedict Cumberbatch, that sounds like an 80-year-old man who sips tea in Exeter and, is obsessed with Tolkien and likes to go to church. But no, he's in the Marvel Cinematic universe. He's in the slop. But anyway, Armie... You gotta be successful. You have a cool name, you're 6'5", you're handsome, you're a good actor, but you had to indulge in a snack. Did you have to eat people? That's all you had to not do. You go, Armie, you can get addicted to heroin, you can become a crackhead, you can do fentanyl, you can shoot up ketamine, and you'll fit right in Hollywood, but there are a few things you can't do. Let's not dive into cannibalism at this juncture of your career. And he just... I guess that urge ate him alive. And it's too bad, because he is very talented. He's in my favorite movie ever, The Social Network. It's a great movie, and he plays a very pivotal role in that part. He's got a lot of actually funny lines. He's cloned. Okay, he's 6'5", and there's two of him, and he could beat the crap out of Mark Zuckerberg in that movie. Now, he never gets his hands on him, and thank God, because we'd probably be having stewed Jew for dinner. Just not a good thing for your resume, Armie. Not a good thing. So, I don't know. But it doesn't matter if he is gay, whatever, who cares? He could start like a quadruple, double OnlyFans right now if he wanted. His net worth could skyrocket if he just put that link in his bio. That's all you have to do. I mean, he has nothing. His net worth is almost comparable to mine, and I'm fresh out of college. That's not how it should be. You're in Hollywood. People close to him saying he can no longer afford gas. I don't know if they're talking about petroleum or weed these days. I'm out of the loop, but it's just not good. Now, the reason I say start an OnlyFans, first of all, we've been over it. He's a handsome guy. He's still famous, vaguely. But the other part of that, if I was in charge of him, if I was his agent, you start the OnlyFans because half of the stuff that he's accused of doing are sitting on Barnes & Noble's bestseller shelves right now that women are buying up. Okay? Oh my God, he likes to eat people? Oh, I need this one. Oh my goodness, he was gay for one night? You know, what are those books? I walk past a book now and it's a picture of a football player and a girl on the cover, and it's in like that corporatized cartoon type of style, and I just go, there is probably rape in that book. There is probably horrific sodomy in that book. You walk past a Barnes & Noble shelf and it's a picture of a man reading a book and a girl sitting at a table with a cup of coffee in corporate cartoon style, and there's probably satanic ritual sacrifice before every erotic scene in that book. That's just kind of how that type of stuff rolls these days from what I've seen. So Armie, either become a writer of something like that, just get a pen name and write your autobiography about eating women. That's option B, because option A is the OnlyFans. Start an OnlyFans where you don't have to show everything on the first day. We can take baby steps to get there, but pictures of you with some cold cuts in the surrounding areas. Pictures of you with eating chicken hearts or something. It would really do good. It would kill. People would eat that stuff up. They really would. I think so. But hey, Armie, look. If you need a manager, I will 100% take you under my wing, and I will get you back in the industry. Because I know you have some untapped potential. I know that you are a hungry man, and we know what the saying is, a hungry dog runs faster. Okay? That's just the truth of the matter. That's just how it is. I work in marketing. I do this full time. Reach out, Armie. Reach out. If I slid in Armie Hammer's DMs right now, it probably wouldn't even be like the ones that get vetted, okay? He's fallen off so hard, I might just be able to send him a direct DM and it would just pop right up on his phone. Maybe. I don't even know if he's on socials anywhere. He's definitely on Reddit under a throwaway name in the Cannibalism Apology, r/CannibalismApologists. And then his username is like u/I'm hammered 22. If I had to just take a shot in the dark, I'll have to do some scouting over on Reddit. See what I can dig up. But anyway, I could get you a deal. Now, granted, Armie, we have to take baby steps with this too, because you're not going to get into anything like AAA, okay? You're not going to be in the Odyssey with Christopher Nolan yet. We have to do this the old-fashioned way. You got to work your way back up, but if you really want it, if you're really that starving dog that I think you are, and you want to start chowing down again, then we could start you off on Netflix. That is like the bottom of the barrel these days. A Netflix movie that looks like it was shot on an iPhone and edited on CapCut. We could get you there, and you could play like the high school quarterback, because that's how these shows go. Every high schooler in a show is like 40, so I think you'd be really good for that. You still look relatively young, and when we add some makeup to you, boom, you're 18 again, or 17 again, like Zac Efron. But we can get you going. We can get you there. And Netflix, look, you're at the bottom of the barrel too, along with Netflix. So I think that's a perfect match. I'd even maybe send Netflix a super like or a rose if I were you. Honestly, I think you really have to do that at this point. I mean, once Stranger Things is over, what does Netflix have? They got nothing, dude. Nothing. Netflix is now like, what, $20 a month or something? And their flagship show has half a decade between seasons. Stranger Things started 9 years ago. Stranger Things, every cast member of Stranger Things is now either a Mossad agent or like married and expecting child. Brett Gelman and Noah Schnapp probably have rugs in their homes made of Palestinian children. They've all grown up. They're on to other things. And the hype is not very palpable anymore. It's hype with no pulp. Not even some pulp. I haven't seen much pulp out there for Stranger Things. But, yeah. I mean, if Brett Gelman and Noah Schnapp can have rugs made out of children from the West Bank, then I think it's acceptable that maybe one time you took a little bite of somebody. We've all done that at daycare, haven't we? I feel like biting people stops after you're like 4 or 5. I remember as a kid, everyone was always biting someone. I probably even bit some people in preschool, in daycare. I just have vivid memories of looking down at my forearm and seeing teeth marks. I don't know where, I don't know when, but it happened. Maybe I just went to a weird daycare. But, yeah, Stranger Things Season 5, get it over with. There's no cultural impact anymore. All those stars, the stuff about child stars being groomed isn't supposed to come out for, like, at least 20 years after they've been groomed. But, like, we all know what Drake did to Millie Bobby Brown. There's no drawl there anymore. It's all out in the open. Just get it over with. Get it done. End it. But Armie, give me a call. alternativejargon@gmail.com. I check it at least once a week, and I will get back to you. This is a tentative offering, so jump on it while it's hot. I've got other celebrities lining up for me to be their agent right now. So get on it. I got an email from Elon Musk last week asking how he could be more likable. And that's just too tall of a task for me to tackle because I don't think it's one that you can. The Department of Government Efficiency is something that every American should be behind. I don't think, like, on paper, that is something that everyone in their right mind should love. Unless you live in Georgetown and you farm money off of people dying overseas, you should want that on paper. I think we can all agree there. But obviously the way it's being carried out, not everyone agrees with. And it's also being carried out by somebody who just has no grip on anything social cues, jokes, nothing. He has no finger on any pulse of how people, operate. And most billionaires don't, but he is just, I mean, Jeff Bezos, he does, he gets shown a card trick at a party and goes, and you're like, that guy's probably evil. But then you go, hey, Jeff, how you doing, bro? And he would dap you up and be like, yo, dude, like, stocks are looking good this month, man. How about we get a beer? Like, Jeff would do that, I feel like. But Elon Musk, oh my God, it's like, it's funny to me, too, because everything he does is still so Reddit-y. everything he does would have been on the front page of Reddit in 2016. And he hasn't gotten past that humor. And he used to kill on Redditors. He used to absolutely be their favorite. If you go a few years back, every person with Funko Pops sitting in the back of their webcam was like, yeah, SpaceX, woo! Because he's just as cringy and unrelatable as those people are. He used to be like their knight in shining armor. And now he is like all of those people's worst enemy. It's crazy how that happened. But he just doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. And this Department of Government Efficiency should have a 100% approval rating. But I think people just can't trust him. And I don't blame him for that. I think he's kind of a nut. And obviously, I don't want the government to farm our tax dollars for dumb stuff. But also, the guy's a nut. I get why people are hesitant to go all in on that department. I totally understand. But it's bad. Okay? Legalize comedy. Am I right? Legalize comedy. Dude, you've never landed a joke ever. And just the optics of everything he does are not that good. Okay? First of all, you have him going Sieg Heil, which I don't care. Even if you argue that wasn't his intention, you just don't do that. You don't do that. I don't care what he was trying to mean. That's what it looked like. Like, that's what it was. Okay? I could sit here and, I could sit here and point a gun at the lens point a gun right over the camera, right over the top. So it just looks like I'm going to shoot the camera. And then I could just shoot the lens out. And there goes my nice camera. And I could go, well, that's not what I was meaning to do. It's like Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin didn't mean to kill that woman, so he says, but he did. He killed her. It's at least manslaughter, okay? And it was at least a Sieg Heil slaughter. So either way, it's slaughter. But, speaking of Alec Baldwin, oh my goodness. So there's this guy on TikTok he does impressions, and he doesn't do them very good. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I do any good stuff. First of all, unless you're Matthew Friend, you can't build a career off of impressions, or Frank Caliendo. They're the only two I've ever seen do it successfully, and that's because they pretty much nail everyone they do. But even I get a little sick of those people, because it's like, dude, do you have any more material? Or is your whole thing that you just sound like these people? Because eventually that's going to run out. It's the same people that, get famous on TikTok for doing nothing. Eventually that's going to run out. You'll have some money today. You might get to meet some stars. And then after that, you're going to be, what's that? The old guy from David Dobrik videos. You're going to be sitting on a live begging for coins all day. But yeah, you can't make a living off of impressions. But this one guy on TikTok went up to Alec Baldwin, out while he's loading his trunk in the dead of night in New York, and he's just going in on him about how he killed this woman, and he's doing his Trump impression, which is subpar if you ask me. And it just gets out of hand quick, and then Alec Baldwin is like, dude, I'll snap your damn neck. Which the optics of that, Mr. Baldwin, not great after your track record, but I gotta admit, I'm on Alec's side on this one. I am. Because first of all, I'm just loading my car. You are essentially a paparazzi right now, but 10 times more obnoxious. Imagine if the paparazzi that used to come up to Kanye West would be doing an impression of somebody the whole time. Kanye West would have killed somebody back in the day. a camera would come out and every swear word you've ever heard would fly out of Mr. West's mouth. I can't imagine if this ever happened to him. But even after Alec Baldwin was like, dude, I'll snap your neck, the guy keeps going. And I saw a lot of the comments were like, dude, you're so brave. This was so savage, so based, man. Dude, this guy is based. And it's like, I don't know. To me, there were a few moments it was funny. Like, obviously, telling Alec Baldwin to his face he killed a woman is kind of objectively hilarious, no matter what side you're on. It's kind of funny. But then after he tells you to screw off, you keep going. You just keep nailing away. And it's like, okay. There comes a point you have to just call it quits. But I've seen this guy's videos a decent amount over the past few years, and they never fail to kind of piss me off, because I don't think his impressions are that good, and I also just think he's one of those people whose entire content is public humiliation. He'll go out in public and he just doesn't stop. I'm sure he knows when to stop, but he always pushes through, and I just don't find that type of stuff enjoyable. That's just me. Maybe I'm the cringe lib. I'm just a cringe lib. But that's just me. I don't know. But anyway, that whole debacle. I'm on the killer's side. I'm on Baldy's side. So, speaking of Kanye West, in the AP News Oddities section this week, there were some sick children that were feeling better because they got to meet like a really old llama. This llama's a hero for making sick children feel better. It's a heartwarming tale in a world where we don't often get to see those. And it was really nice. And all I had to think, though, in the back of my head was, look what you did, Kanye. Those kids in wheelchairs that wanted to meet you on Make-A-Wish, they had to settle for a barnyard animal. Now, what does that say, Kanye? What does that say? Okay. That's it, Mr. West. No more today, all right? But the llama's 27 years old, which is really old. Llamas only are supposed to live 20 years, which I just found out after a quick Google search. Remember, you can Google things still. ChatGPT is not God. You don't have to put in ChatGPT like a multiplication problem, if you knew that. But yeah, they're supposed to only live to 20. This guy's 27, or girl. I don't know what gender the llama is, but let's just hope he doesn't join the 27 club. In other news, some drug smugglers brought in cocaine and were caught, and they had it on under a toupee. That is really cool, and I'll put a picture up on the screen. It looks like the inside of a football helmet, and sources are now saying that the Guardian capstock fell 10 points today because Goodell got on the phone and he went, can we test, how protective crack cocaine is? These guys were tackled to the ground and sustained no head injuries, as far as we know. And so the NFL is switching over to coke instead of the Guardian caps. No more padding. Goodbye, Riddell. Goodbye, Shut. Okay. So Goodell made a deal with the Sinaloa cartel, and yeah, it's just going to be coke in the helmets as of now, is what I'm hearing. So as soon as this news came out, Rob Gronkowski announced he was back. He stated, player safety has always been my biggest concern. This has nothing to do with the materials used for the helmets and everything to do with my competitive spirit no longer being able to quench its thirst. And you know what, Gronk? We'll see you back out on the field. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and have an amazing day. Goodbye.